This is a very meaty question. I'd be very careful and make sure you answer everything correctly and even ask me questions. So here we go. We're looking at hours of video games played and differences between gender. One first thing to note is we want to remove anyone with a value greater than 50. And remember, this is being done from our sample of 70. So let's go back here and look at that sample. I need to go to Windows and go to my sample of 70. Here we are, sample of 70. One thing we need to do right here is make sure we remove anyone who is above 50 hours of gameplay. So I'm going to go to video games played, which I think is right around here. Let me go cheat and find back. It's number 15. Let's go back to number 15. Hours of video game played. Oops. I'm going to remove anyone who had greater than 50, but I don't have anyone like that in my subset. If they were in here, I could grab them like this. There they are grabbed. Go to rows, exclude, and rows hide. And that would remove them from the data. You'll also see down here that they've been excluded and hidden. If you want to know if you've done this, go ahead and go back and rerun the analysis and go to, misclicked here, go to script, redo analysis, and you should see something similar to this where you don't have 50 on here. That tells you, and you'll see down here that they're excluded. Good job. You're ready to start this question. Now with this in mind, there's a lot to this question. There's so much to it. Very important right here that we read it over. We need to make two histograms stacked on top of each other. The starts and the end must be identical, and we must have count axes. Axes. So let's go back here. I'm not doing the exact one you're doing. I want to repeat that. I'm going to look at, let's see here, scholarship amount, and I'm going to do it by gender. I am not doing the one you're doing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit stack. Then I'm going to hit uniform scaling on both of these. If you notice, they both have the same scale right now. Make sure that happens. Also, we need to go to histogram options on both of these and go to count axis. Scroll down to histogram options and go to count axis. And there you are. So this is what you want them to look like, stacked with count axes. Great. This is a good picture right here. Use snipping tool or Command-Shift-4 to put it into your project. Comment on the difference and similarities between the shapes, center, and spread of the two histograms. With that in mind, the shape, there's a lot of things to say. Shape is things like unimodal, bimodal, skew left, skew right. Center, depending on which shape we choose, would be the median or the mean. You'll pick an appropriate one. Spread would be the IQR or would be the standard deviation. With that in mind, compare the two. Try to write 3 or 4 sentences comparing this mean is bigger, this mean is less, this IQR is bigger. Just make sure you pick the right ones. As in, let's drop the hint right here. If data is skewed, we want something resistant to outliers. There's measures for center and spread that are resistant to outliers. Make sure you have that for this question and for other ones that require a description. So let's think back here. Produce side-by-side box plots. To produce side-by-side box plots, let's go to our data. We want to go to Graph, Graph Builder. Now we will drag in our data. Let's go ahead, and I'm not doing the one you're doing. Let's go to Gender, and let's go to Highest Credit Card Limit. So with this in mind, I'm going to right-click, or on a Mac, double-click, or whatever it's called, Points, change to Box Plot. This is a really crappy box plot. So let's remove this. Doesn't want to come out of there. And let's put in age of first drink. And let's go to points, change to. Oh, there's 999s in here. Let's remove those 999s. And let's change to box plots. And there we go. Very similar for males and females. Remember, I did not do the one you did. Do it yours.